We are with Monica Murphy-Vargas, the CEO, owner, founder, a whole bunch of other titles of Sports Diva Inc., right?
Correct.
Divas.
Sports Divas Inc.
Plural, okay. And Inc., I-N-C, not I-N-K, for those of us who are spelling challenged. How did you start up this idea?
I've been working on the concept for years, and partially from being in the industry and being an avid sports fan and someone that consumes a lot of sports, I just kept seeing the need for it, seeing a market not being met. And when I say that, I mean a market that speaks to women in a different language and style than other sports journalism or sports media outlets are doing right now. I've worked for two of the biggest giants in sports, Comcast and ESPN, and throughout my career just always noticed that women consume sports differently than men. And whether it's how you were raised or whether you were taught sports at a young age or you were in a family that was a sports avid family, I think women weren't taught the fundamentals. I know women weren't taught the fundamentals at a young age, and they are forced to kind of piecemeal their knowledge as they go. And I always thought there should be an easier way for not just women but novices to really kind of learn the fundamentals without having to listen to every game and the play-by-play and analysis and spend hours reading, analysis and asking questions. And so I always thought there was something here, and paying a lot of attention to the market, I noticed that no one was really doing it.
Now, for the uninitiated, can you tell people in 2,500 words or less what SportsDivasInc.com is?
Sure. We're a media and events company that streamlines the hottest Chicago, right now we're just Chicago, sports news with a woman's style and perspective. So we basically aggregate content and provide a female voice in the marketplace. So everything from games, recaps, analysis, tips, lifestyle, but it's very lifestyle generated.
Okay. And then in addition to aggregating, you also produce original content.
We are starting to produce our own content, yes.
And you have a staff of all women, as far as I could tell.
It's all women. I have probably anywhere from about 10 to 13 writers at one time. We're starting to get a lot of interest from writers coming to us now. And it's all voluntary. But most of the women that are writing for me they're in the industry at some point. They're either aspiring journalists, they are in PR, they're in media, and they have a passion and a knowledge of sports. And I think they also they see the purpose of bringing some of their fans their friends into the mix and converting other women into fans. And that's really our goal, is to convert other women into fans.
And unlike ESPNW.com, it's not women covering women. It's women covering Blackhawks, Bears, Bulls, Cubs, White Sox, you name it.
Correct. It is. It's right now we are primarily covering mainstream sports, professional sports, men's sports, and I've gotten a little flack on that. And quite frankly, my goal is to get into women's sports as well, but I just don't have the staff right now to do that. However, I think if you are going to convert a novice into a fan, pro sports is really the way to go. I think that's how you kind of flip that switch of interest. And in no disrespect to women's sports, I follow a lot of women's sports. I played a lot of sports growing up. It's just, again, it's the level of interest, I think, in order to kind of get people into the funnel, into the mix. We're taking the route of professional sports. And professional sports.
In addition to hardcore sports, you also have a little fashion, a little gossip.
Yes, there is lifestyle. There's a lot of lifestyle elements to it, and I think that's what differentiates us from some other outlets. You're starting to see sports journalism taking more of this human interest side and the Olympic approach, like people like to call it. But with women consume sports a little bit differently than men. It's very lifestyle driven. It's what people are talking about, buzzing about, getting in on the conversation, being a part of a group. And I think that's, women tend to follow the human interest side of sports. And so we focus a little bit more on the storylines of sports, what people are buzzing about, lifestyle, how to be an educated, empowered sports fan, and what are those perks associated with it.
See, and I always thought it was how tight the pants fit, but I could have been mistaken.
Well, I'd be amiss not to mention that absolutely there are some very fine-looking men playing professional sports, and we certainly do point that out. But I want to be very clear that we're not jersey chasers. We're not out there to just talk about how hot Tom Brady is, or look at
no tips on how
no
to
tight end jokes, please.
No tips on how to land the pro athlete as a husband.
Well, in truth, we do talk about where are the Blackhawks were spotted at Paris Club tonight. Usually because we have a writer that's there.
Right.
It's the lifestyle. It's how to, and I think with women. With novices, they don't understand that sports is a lifestyle. It's not just knowing who the starting pitcher is. It's a way to maximize the weekend here in Chicago. We live in such a phenomenal sports town. I'm just trying to get women to the point where that they can truly enjoy and appreciate it at a level that a true sports fan can.
Okay. And your desire is taking over the world?
Oh God, no. No, I thought about other ways of. I had a position before this that was a pretty high-profile job and oversaw a lot of women that were selling sports, and I just kept seeing the need for this. I don't want to. I'm not trying to be ESPN. I'm not going to put cameras on the floor. But I do think there's a lot of opportunity here. I think we're growing, and there is no voice out there doing what we're doing. So the goal is to get in other markets. We'll see how that goes, but we've certainly been we've been accepted so far by women in the marketplace, and we'll see what happens.
Excellent. Well, thank you. Good luck, and a year from now we'll see whether you've taken over all of North America or what other continents. Excellent.
Thank you.
Monica Murphy-Vargas, thank you very much.